Hey there, in this video I'm going to give you the basics of the Vida platform and explain the first part of how to set up your Vida AI voice agent from scratch. So when you log into your new account and you create an agent to build from scratch, you will be dropped into your dashboard here. Your inbox, etc., various menus. We're going to focus this video on the edit agent menu. Now, on the left-hand side of this menu, you're looking at the system prompt. Populated here is just the default, minimally viable prompt. Essentially, what this prompt does is explains to the agent how the calls are supposed to go. I like to think of it in terms of three components. You have the call types, right? The caller types, the people that are calling. We've got, for instance, new customers, existing customers, vendors, and all other callers, right? It's important to both define what are the types of calls that are coming in and the types of callers, and then to have a catch-all, which is like all other calls. Second of all, we have the possible outcomes of the call. How are the calls going to be transferred? Are there going to be appointments scheduled? Are there going to be text messages sent to the caller, etc.? And then third is going to be what are the conditions under which each of those outcomes are arrived at. And so the idea with the system prompt is that's where you're going to describe for the agent those three things. On the right-hand side, we have first our greeting. Now, the greeting is going to be the thing that the agent says verbatim when it picks up the phone. I have it set for my example company, Rain Tanks Direct. It says, "Thanks for calling. Thanks for calling Rain Tanks Direct. How may I help you?" Just a note, you can do something like this where you precede your the field, you put prompt : which then turns this field into a prompt and gives you the ability to do something like this, where we tell it, generate a greeting for Rain Tanks Direct based on the time of day. For example, good morning, thanks for calling Rain Tanks Direct. This will give you the ability to have a more dynamic greeting on the phone as opposed to reading verbatim. Now, in more advanced integrations, it's also possible to say, take the caller's name into account when you're answering the phone. And the caller's name is known to the agent because of an integration into the CRM or some other systems. For the sake of this video, we're not going to get into that. Down here, we have functions. The default on this are take a message and call transfer. There are a variety of other functions that you can look into. Please see our other video detailing the functions if you want more information about each of the functions. The big thing to take away here is that these fields on the functions are what's called the function prompt. So while on the left-hand side, we are telling the agent how to behave and how the call goes, in each of these functions, we're going to give specific instructions and prompting around this particular function being called. So whereas in the system prompt, you might say, if they are a current customer with a problem about something they just purchased, then use the call transfer function to transfer it to me. In the call transfer function prompt, you'll say, transfer calls to this number. And that will give the agent the instruction, the destination of where to transfer it. You'll notice on this account that there is an add number button because it won't be possible to transfer these calls until the account is upgraded and a phone number is assigned. Next, down here, we have links. This will give you the ability to add a website or web page link to the agent. If you send a link, the agent will read the website at that link, and all of the information and knowledge about your products and services, for instances, will be injected into the agent's context, so they'll be able to discuss that information with your callers. There's a few other settings you can check out down here. The main one here that I want to highlight is the voice. You're able to select from a variety of different voices. It's a matter of personal preference. I like the ones kind of starting halfway down the list, but it's up to you to kind of go through them and select which one you like. So these are the basics of the platform, and to build the agent from scratch, this is where we'll start. In our next video in the series, I'll go through the process of building out the prompt and getting the